very strong influence on me doing bush poetry. Up until 2007 I'd never been involved with bush poetry, and I went to a function, a festival where I was singing at, and I ran into Vic, and Vic got me up to a couple of my, well, the only bush poem that I'd ever, bush poem that I'd ever written. And I sort of realised then, well, I thought if I want to come back I better start doing a few more than just singing. But then I ran into an absolute institution, Frank Daniels. I don't know if anyone knows Frank.
Yeah.
Frank passed away towards the end of last year, and I went out to his funeral at Canoundra. Frank had a very strong influence on me. He was so quite funny. Like, I'll never forget, because I was really involved in music, still am, and he had a competition on, and I wanted to go to a music session that was on the same time. And I said, "Oh, Frank, I can't make it. I'm playing at an Irish band." And I said, "Besides, you've got to do 2 poems." And I said, "A serious one and a funny one." And I said, "The only funny one I know is the one that I did this morning at the Poets' Breakfast." And Frank turned around and he said, "Well, you've got till tomorrow night." So, but anyway, Frank passed away. I went out to his funeral, Canoundra, and I used to call him Dad because he had a brother called Tom, and we shared the same birthday, not his brother Tom, but Frank and I, the 5th of June. And so I said, "Well, mate, I'll call you Dad." So he was known as Frank or Joe, but to me he was always Dad. The poetry seems a little mute way out the central west. When we recall Bush laureates, he was amongst the best. But now, alas, he's left us and gone to join the greats, reciting all his poems and yarns beyond the pearly gates. He was baptised Francis Joseph, most called him Frank or Joe, one of the most fair dinkum blokes you'd ever want to know. He had all the virtues of a true and trusted mate. If you asked him his opinion, he gave it to you straight. We shared the same birthday, though born some years apart. I guess that's why I always had a special place within his heart. He offered me encouragement and shared the gifts he had. He was such a guiding light, I often called him Dad. Now there is just his legacy, worth far more than gold. The characters he created, humorous and bold. Always the driving engine of the Poets' Hub, yarning round the campfire or the Junction pub. Departed from this vale of tears, all the pain has ceased. His spirit and his soul lives on, his mortal husk deceased. Friends recall him with a smile, for there's one thing we all know. Of all the lies, for there's one thing we all knew. Of all the lies he ever told, only some of them were true.